My name is Brent Oto. I work for the Army. You know, you don't see my stuff up here. I'm the Army Suicide Prevention Program Manager. And when I put in for this session, I was thinking about different types of training for veterans, but I just wanted to see by hand how many veterans we have in the room. Okay, how much clinical providers do we have in the room? All right, doctors, MDs, policemen, firefighters, EMTs.
Mortuary specialist.
All right, family members, dependents? All right, good combination of folks in here. Well, I was asked to talk about resiliency, and I'm sure a lot of you probably could teach me resiliency too. But when it comes to resiliency, that's a big, broad word, right? Resiliency. So, what makes us resilient? Let's go ahead and find out. Little disclaimer here. Staying busy. You know, I think that it comes to a lot of veterans. If you work with veterans, or if you are a veteran, a lot of the key of resiliency is just staying busy. And well, what does that mean, staying busy? Anybody have any ideas what keeps you busy? I know one idea. Work, right? Yeah, we have to work. Some folks work, and does the work necessarily mean you have to work for somebody? Does that mean you have to have a job? No. Work can mean a lot of different things. You know, I mean, working out. How about working out? Exercise. Yeah? Daily activities. It was busy. You know? When I was in the Army 7 years ago, yeah, we had morning PT. 06, 08, or PTing early in the morning. Keep you busy. How about play? Do we play? What kind of playing do we do? We work hard, we play. Good for you, Joe. So with that, a lot of things you can do. You know, we want to make sure that you have some fun too. You know, because if you didn't enjoy or have any passion about the type of work that you do, what you really want to do. With veterans out there, the veterans out there that I work with, that they don't know how to play. All it is work, work, work. Whatever the occupation is. Don't you think sometimes they need to relax a bit too? Have some fun, find out, you know, and the Army teaches resiliency, but I mean, it's a lot. You know, they go through a 2-week course, they have all these different pillars of resiliency that they go through. I'm only going to give you just a snapshot of just some of the things that we can do or get involved. And if you're a clinical provider here, please share this with some of those veterans that you do work with. Because some of them don't understand that there is some play with work. Hobbies, fun stuff, yeah? Anybody has interesting hobbies out there that you get involved with? What can be a hobby? Okay, we got scuba diving. What else?
Hiking.
Music. Hiking. And hiking as long as you can find your way back, right? Photography. Any others?
Paddle surfing.
And being on the island where we have decent weather year-round, you can do more outdoor events, right? Keeping people involved, engaged. Hobbies are very interesting because you'd be surprised how many veterans don't even know what hobbies are. You know, I have to take my other hat off, I'll put my other veteran's hat on, and I work with, I'm a veteran mentor with Veterans Treatment Corps program. A couple of the veterans I talk with that I've been mentoring for years now, a lot of them don't even have a hobby. All they feel is to go home. When they're done with home, they go to work. And vice versa, back and forth, back and forth. They don't know what it is to have a hobby or do something that they can decompress. Or how about those soldiers or those service members that come back from a deployment? What do they do for decompression? What do they do to kind of relax a bit? Oh, we don't stay drinking. The healthy stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
I want the healthy stuff, all positive stuff.
Travel.
Okay, travel, right? Yeah, all the fun, positive things. But when they are self-medicating with substances, yeah, you get in trouble with that stuff. Yes, ma'am? School, education, yes. I always say education is key. You get a little smarter, you learn some new skills. You can take that into your profession as well. Can it be fun? Well, it's work. Sometimes it can be fun, because why? Maybe you meet other folks, you socialize with other groups. Oh, we got the fun with it. And that was interesting because when it comes to fun, what makes you happy? What truly makes you happy? Somebody told me the other day, what makes me happy is to be retired. I'm like, well, I think ultimately we all want to get there. However, until that point comes there, and even when you think about it, when people retire, isn't it a scary place when they come up to that age of retirement? You know, what do they do next? Is there a purpose? Their purpose was to work, yeah, but now their purpose is retirement means staying active. So even though this applies to all ages, remember, when you're retired, how many folks that I know are retired in this room? But that's it, are you not doing all these things already? You're busy still working, whether it's employed or self-employed. You're doing something that's fun. You're keeping yourself engaged. That is the key, because you know when you're not engaged, what happens next? What do people do? Do they interact? Do they socialize? How about mentor? How about that selfless service that they teach you in the military when you're in service? What about when you get out of service? What are you doing? Are you able to get out there and kind of mentor other ones? You know, teach, coach, be that representation for the individual. How about advocate? You know, because some folks out there, some veterans, they don't know all the programs. And that's the reason why we have conferences such as this, is because there are a lot of service members that I don't see that should be here that don't know all the resources available, don't know all the programs available to them. And so these conferences are basically, that's what it is, to educate. And for us to also get to talk to them, have that discussion, to maybe mentor them, and to getting these services for them, getting the help that they need. Oh, I put work up there again. And it's very important that it's a combination of everything like this that helps keep some resiliency. Because I see, because I work at Schofield, I work with the Army and other branches of service, when these service members, they deploy so often, once they come back home off of that deployment, what happens next usually? They give you some time off, right? And during that time off, or block leave, what do? They're either staying at home, they're not staying connected, they're not keeping busy. Maybe there's some anxiety going on, maybe there's some other family issues going on, maybe there's some things that arise. But if they don't stay within this, staying busy, staying connected, having some fun, decompressing after some of those deployments, it's very hard for them to transition back into service. So the key in resiliency also is a lot of this. There's more. Don't worry. This is just one slide. There's so much more that they can get involved in. I like to stay busy. You know, I like to say you can stay busy on multiple occasions. But how about being connected? I call it, you know, some F's. You gotta have the F's, or the 4 F's. And when you're thinking F words, what are you thinking? Don't say it out loud now. Don't say it out loud. And it's not what you're probably thinking either. Yeah. It's this. The 4 F's of staying connected is, how about family? In every class that I've always done, a lot of our veterans, a lot of our military always talk family. Well, what happens if they're not connected with family? Is that it? How about friends? Yeah, if you're not connected, you come home, if you're a single person, you know, you come home and really there's nobody waiting for you. How about friends? You get connected with those friends, peers. Today we have a lot of technology and devices. As you see my photos, pretty much everybody has like phone services, internet services, they can connect through social media. And today's generation, I think a lot of the younger generation, they all use all this stuff better than I do. You know, because I don't do social media so well. But if your friends are distant, and you know, social media is probably the only means of connecting, how about your fellow veterans? In 2005, when I came back home from my deployment in Iraq, it was a little difficult. A lot of service members came home to difficulties. We had a lot of transition issues. A lot of different things was going on back then. Who was there for them? Fellow veterans, their fellow peers that went to combat with them, did tours with them. And then as they transitioned back into service, and then they had to deploy them the following year, who was still with those guys and girls? Fellow veterans that still was with them. And that's why if you are not really connected with the families and friends right away, you still have the other fellow veterans out there that they still can connect with. But who also is connected with faith? Either the religion or spirituality that they can connect with. You know, I always say, you have options. And the 4 F's are one of them. Just choose one or choose all to help maintain resiliency for somebody. Because you know what? Sometimes those top 3, people could feel lost without all the top 3 right there. What was that last one you had? Maybe the last thing that they have is their faith. And some of the veterans that I work with, some of them said the faith was the only thing they had left, which was hope. You take away hope and it really gets very destructive. You put people in crisis like that happens. So, always remember the 4 F's. If anything you learn from this class or from this short little briefing that I did, is remember, this guy Brent, he gave you the 4 F's. And that may help people, either help yourself or help your fellow veterans out there. Stay connected. And you know what? It's always a better day. You have one day more to live. Challenging yourself. When I say challenge yourself, I'm not talking about folks going out there and jumping out of planes and doing all those high-risk events. Challenge yourself with something. Yeah? There's always goals that people have or want to achieve someday. You know, whether it's maybe starting up your own business. The reason why I put that picture in, I'm not a big advocate for other businesses, but you know, handy Andy. You hear of these local business over here, nonprofit that started helping other veterans, keeping other veterans involved, keeping veterans busy, starting up their own carpentry. Not only that business, but you got, hey, challenge yourself to see new sites. You're in Hawaii. How many of you guys know we actually have snow in Hawaii? How many of you guys actually have seen it? Great. And I only seen like 4 or 5 hands over here. Challenge yourself to see things, do things that while you're living in Hawaii, while you're here on the islands. It took me how long for me to even get up to the summit of Mauna Kea? Why? You know, life is busy. Well, you got to challenge yourself once in a while to go and see things and do things that you've never done. Like I said, be careful on the high-risk things, because I always hear veterans tell me, I'm going to jump out of planes and I want to rappel out of towers and go zip lining. Yeah, okay, cool, but you know, are there other things that are a little bit more lower risk that you get involved with and see things or do things that it's not going to put you, you know, in danger of something? So always challenging yourself makes it fun, you know, gives you some goals, short-term, long-term things. Maybe the long-term things are some of the education, see the world, travel more. Volunteer, that's the main reason why I wanted this little breakout session. Because, you know, like I said, as I am a Veterans Treatment Court mentor, I think volunteer keeps you involved, keeps you connected. And it's self-gratifying knowing that you're helping that other veteran out. These are some of the veterans right here. Just some. Our Veterans Treatment Court program is huge. We got a lot of veterans going through that judicial system. If we don't mentor and help these guys transition back into society, I can't see veterans in jail. You know, yeah, they did something wrong. But I always think that, hey, they serve their country, we should give them one chance. Give them some help and get them out of the system. Sometimes it's substance abuse. That's a big one. A lot of them have problems with substance abuse. Sometimes it's criminal activities they get involved with because of the substance abuse too. Well, this program offers treatment, long-term treatment too, by the way. They offer mentors like us, veterans, that can help mentor folks. And it's an all-volunteer program. But we just need more mentors because there's a lot of veterans in this system right now. And the more that we can help, and take in mind, this is not just only on Oahu, it's statewide. So we have veteran treatment court programs on all the islands. Yet, these veterans can't do it alone. They need mentors to help them too. And the bigger we get, the stronger we get, the more we can support those veterans and transition back into society. We have many graduations already. These are just some of the veterans. There's many veterans out there that have already graduated from the program, and they're pretty successful till today. So, good picture. There's Kubo. He's the man leading the way. And the last, this is just my last slide. Well, second to my last. I keep it short. You gotta take care of yourself. And that's important. In the political world, we call it self-care. But you definitely got to take care of yourself. Because a lot of things that you do, whether it's working with your client, or you're a veteran helping other veterans, who's the one person that they don't take care of the most? yourself. So make sure that you eat good. Take care of yourself. Get some rest. Watch your time, because time is very short sometimes, and you're so busy in our busy life schedule. But without you, how are we going to take care of all the folks out there? How are we going to be taking care of folks that we work with? How are we going to be taking care of our families without you? This is important because I work with the clinical providers out there, counselors, clinicians, social workers, program managers, and they all tell me they don't have enough time. So I always say, take care of yourself. Give yourself some time, some ample time to take care of what you need. And self-care is important because we don't want nobody to burn out. Just like our veterans. When veterans go through tough times, difficulties in life, yeah, they go through a burnout. It's called a crisis. And that's why folks like us, our task force members, we are out there helping veterans and service members in crisis. I wasn't going to talk about the other program that I run, which is the suicide prevention program for the Army. But I see veterans and service members in crisis every day. And that's why if I could share how to become resilient, then it maybe makes a less small population of folks in crisis. This is who I am. This is some of the things I get involved with. And I'll take a couple questions. If not, we'll transition into our presentation. Yes, ma'am.
I work with veterans who have Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yes.
And so all of what you gave was really helpful, and I would add humor. But do you have any other tools for people with terminal illness as they progress on their disease towards death to keep them resilient for their families?
We do. We have other programs, support groups that work with folks that are terminally ill too. And I can get you that information.
That'd be great, thanks.
Any other questions? I kept it short and brief because we have a secondary presenter. But if not, I'll be here after the presentation too. If you have more questions, I'll be here. Thank you.